How's it going, guys? My name is Cully. I recently finished Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry, and I want to review it for you guys today. Now, this is my first Larry McMurtry novel, coincidentally my first Western ever, and this book is part of a four-book tetralogy, which is just four interrelated fictional works written by Larry McMurtry. In regards to this story, this is the third book, like chronologically, in order of events of the series, but this is the first book in the series that Larry McMurtry wrote and published, and it's actually hailed to be his magnum opus, and after reading it, I can definitely see why. This book follows the Hat Creek Cattle Company and their 3,000-mile trek from Texas to Montana. And the reason they decide to go on this trek is because their old rangering buddy, Jake Spoon, shows up in Lonesome Dove one day. They haven't seen him in years and years, and he's just kind of like, hey guys, if you are looking for something to do, I know you're all retired and old and washed up and kind of bored of life at this point. If you want something to do, you could take a cattle drive all the way to Montana, because that area is completely unsettled and you guys could make millions. And so when he presented this opportunity to the Cattle Creek Company, they were kind of hesitant at first, but after thinking about it for a while, they're like, yeah, I guess we could make some money and it would give us something to do. So that's exactly what they do. And the best, I don't know if this comparison has ever been made, but the best way I can describe Lonesome Dove is it's practically a Western Lord of the Rings, because you follow these characters over a really, really long, tedious quest, and you get to learn about them all the way throughout as they face trials and tribulations, whether it be Indians or the weather or wildlife or whatever may be happening, sickness. And yeah, you just learn a lot about these characters. Gus McCrae is definitely my favorite character in this book. I feel like he made this book what it was, made this book as great as it was. He's kind of one of the leaders of the Hat Creek outfit, along with his partner Woodrow Call, and they call him Captain Call in the book. And the thing I liked about these two characters is their chemistry. Gus is really social. He annoys everybody, he talks nonstop, and he's just kind of a goofball overall, while Call is very calm, reserved. He really values hard work, and he practically thinks that that's all there is to life, is working. And so throughout the book, their relationship I felt was really well done, and they taught each other quite a bit about themselves, which I really enjoyed. And then also, part of the Hat Creek outfit, you have Dietz, who's a black tracker. He's one of the only main non-white characters, but he's like really highly respected by everybody for his tracking ability. And whenever they need anything throughout the journey, they go to him. And then you have P.I., who's another original member of the Hat Creek outfit. And he's kind of just a random cowboy. You don't really get to learn very much about him in this book, unfortunately. And then you have Newt, who's a young boy. He has no idea who his father is, and he's been living with the Hat Creek Company his whole life because his mother, who was a whore, died at a young age. And then you also have Jake Spoon, who I mentioned earlier. He's another old ranger partner of Augustus and Call and Dietz and P.I. And he's just kind of a gambler. He's just kind of a lowlife. He's not really a criminal, but all he really likes to do with his free time is gamble, and he's really good at it. So when Jake comes down to Lonesome Dove, the first thing he does is goes and reconnects with his old rangering buddies, tells them about Montana, and then he falls in love with a young whore named Lorna. And they fall so deeply in love that when they decide to make the trek to Montana and finally leave Lonesome Dove after all these years, she goes with them. And that really pisses a lot of the company off for hilarious reasons. Let's talk about some pros. I really thought all the characters were rich in this story. And what I really enjoyed about it is that although it's 945 pages, there are some pretty boring parts, like it drags on here and there, but that's to be expected from a novel this length. Overall, the story is really unpredictable. A lot of crazy shit happened that I definitely wasn't expecting. And throughout the book, there's a lot of heartbreaking moments, there's a lot of touching moments, and overall, it's just really filled with emotion. You have all these interconnected love triangles throughout the book, and you have these characters who just fall so deeply and hopelessly in love that there's no hope for them anymore. They literally can't survive without the woman they want. One of the characters, I felt, though, made some pretty stupid decisions, and I don't want to spoil anything, but if you read the book, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. As I was reading, I was like, what the hell are you doing, man? That's retarded. You shouldn't be doing that. Overall, I thought this was a fantastic book, and I would definitely recommend it to any reader, regardless of their genre of choice. And overall, I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. It was a fantastic read. I'm definitely going to read more books in this series. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, stay tuned for more reviews.